Good day, it's October 8th, 2022, and that means we only have 30 days left before the midterm election on November 8th, 2022. There's still time for you to register to vote. I'm Esmeralda Padilla-Gould.
And I'm Sam Buban, and welcome to the polls here at FilAmTV.
We begin with top stories that are dominating this week's headlines. Multiple news sources in the U.S. are reporting that, in another provocative move by North Korea, the isolationist state had launched a single intermediate-range missile at 7:23 a.m. Korea time that traveled 2,800 miles according to South Korea and Japanese monitoring, and flew over the sovereign airspace of Japan, prompting the Japanese authorities to issue warnings for their citizens to take shelter. The missile landed in the Pacific without hurting anyone.
The death toll to Hurricane Ian had surpassed the 100 mark. The massive devastation had rendered many Floridians homeless, and thousands were short of basic necessities. The damage to infrastructure would require billions in financial help from the federal government. Ironically, two Florida U.S. senators had voted against relief bills of previous hurricane disasters suffered by other states.
Various news outlets around the world is reporting that the unrest in the Islamic Republic of Iran continues, as the death toll from violence perpetrated by Iran's security forces are mounting. The protests began last month on September 17th, after it became known that the 22-year-old Kurdish Iranian woman, Mahsa Amini, died in the custody of the dreaded morality police. The family of the victim was reported saying that the autopsy revealed head trauma, indicative of beating on the head. The arrest of the victim was over an enforcement of the Islamic law on wearing hijab or headpiece. The nationwide protesters against the very strict Islamic regime by the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei are hoping for the drastic change or toppling the Islamic government. The last time demonstrations this massive was seen in Iran was during the Green Movement in 2009, relating to the rigged election in Iran, wherein most Iranians believe that the liberal-minded opposition candidate won the presidency.
We will have more for you concerning the midterm election when we come back, so please don't go away.
Pure Medical Equipment provides top-notch quality medical supply equipment. Whether to rent or buy, Pure Medical Equipment and Supplies has it all.
Pure Medical Equipment is committed to serve and give back to Southern Nevada.
We deliver medical supplies and rentals to your door.
Welcome back to the Pulse. In the state of Nevada, Governor Sisolak is a Democrat. In the state assembly, the majority is Democrat, as well as in the state Senate. Again, the question is, will the Democrats continue to be in control of the state assembly and the state Senate? This 2022 election is making Democrats nervous. If the Republicans are hoping that they can take the majority in the assembly or the state Senate, they would be equally nervous. So Uncle Sam, what do you think?
I agree with you that this midterm election makes everybody nervous. The control of the U.S. Congress and the control of the Nevada legislature is even more important this year than it was in the 2018 midterm election, because in 2018, people didn't see the Supreme Court as they see now. At the moment, more and more people see that the U.S. Supreme Court is an extension of a political party and personal preferences of the justices over an issue rather than long-standing or long-established legal precedents, meaning many people are beginning to believe the Supreme Court of the United States can no longer protect our constitutional rights or fundamental rights and give more power to the individual states that depends on the position of those state representatives and the party in power. We have seen state by state almost coming up with crazy things their own constituents do not want. It's almost like the rise of fascism in America. The confidence rating of the Supreme Court of the United States right now has fallen to an historical low of just 25% among people surveyed, fell again from 36 before the overturn of Roe v. Wade decision to now just 25%. This is according to the June 1st to June 28th Gallup polls survey.
There are traditionally Republican states where Democrats had made surprise gains in the past 4 years, like in the state of Kansas and North Carolina, electing a Democrat for governor while the legislature is controlled by Republicans. Kansas elected a woman from the Democratic Party as governor, while the state House and state Senate are in the hands of Republicans. Similarly, North Carolina elected a Democratic governor, Roy Cooper, in 2018 midterm election, while the Assembly and the state Senate are in Republican control. Can this happen in Nevada, Uncle Sam?
Can this happen in Nevada? Really? Well, my guess is not so fast. It's possible. Let's look at it, the most recent historical event during the past 10 years. This is how it looked like in after the 2020 election. In the Senate, the Democrats control 12 seats, and the Republicans has 9, and a total of 21. How about the Assembly? The State Assembly has 42 members. Right now, 26 are controlled by Democrats, and the other 16 are Republicans. But it was in 2020 election that the Republicans gained 3 seats. I remember one of the Democrat Assemblywoman, Shea Baucus, who had served a few terms, got defeated by Matthews, who was a Republican. But in the State Assembly, the Democrat has a comfortable margin. It's actually they have to overcome in order to get the majority. You have to be at least at 23, and right now the Democrats has 26 and Republicans has 16. So they have to flip at least. I'm looking at about 9 districts, assembly districts, their way, in order for them to take control of the state assembly. Right now, we have like the governor in the governor's mansion is a Democrat. The state assembly is a Democrat. The state senate is Democrat. So we don't have like what is like a divided government. So it was easy for the governor and the state legislature to work together for, whatever is good for the state. So that is where things are right now. But I haven't still been identified. I haven't been able to identify which assembly district is considered vulnerable, because there had not been many pollings or there had not been pollings on the state assembly, because the Democrats has a comfortable margin there. The state senate, Democrats are they have a slim margin of 2 seats. And in the state senate, the Democrats has a margin of 3 seats versus 9 seats in the hands of the Republican. that would still be considered a comfortable margin because in the state Senate, where pretty much if you're a Republican, you know that you have more registered Republicans in your district. And if it's a Democrat, they know that their district, how much or how many are registered Democrats. But then again, the tipping, what will tip off the balance during the election is there are independent voters, those who are not registered to any party, and they just say check on their voter registration as independent. They can go both ways. It could go either way. Take the case of, let's say, for example, the Senate seat of Melanie Scheibel in the southwest part of Las Vegas. Okay, we don't know how many independent registrants right now, actually between now and up to the election, are gonna vote for her or for the opponent. So it's still a suspense in some Senate district. So, but the overall picture is the Democrats are enjoying a comfortable margin both in the state assembly and in the state Senate. So that's how things looks like.
Sounds so complicated, but thank you for enlightening us on that topic. Well, we'll be right back after a break, so don't go away. Welcome back to The Pulse. Uncle Sam bumped into Lieutenant Governor Lisa Cano Burkett during a film event at Cafe de Manila organized by Ms. Gloria Cavile and other film leaders. Let's find out what she had to say.
Lieutenant Governor, can you explain to our Filipino-American voters why this midterm election, it's important that they go out and vote?
Yes. I think that there's so much at stake. Our democracy is at stake. Education is at stake. The future of Nevada is at stake. As a mother of 3 daughters, as a lifelong educator, it's important that everybody exercises their their right to vote and to get out the vote. We are living, and I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know, but we're living in a world divided, and we need to make sure that we have the right elected officials at the table making decisions on behalf of education and our children, making sure that we have affordable housing, making sure that we are in the spaces and really solving problems. And as I mentioned this earlier in my speech, this is not about me, this is not about our treasurer, this is about having the right people at the table making decisions and moving that work forward, thinking outside of the box, making sure that we're serving our community. Not that we're self-serving, but rather that we're serving our community. And that's what you have on the Democratic ticket. Those are the kind of leaders that we need to have at the table, and that's what you will get when you go out and vote up and down the Democratic ticket.
Actually, I forgot to say it was a two-part question.
Okay.
Why is it important Why is it important that Governor Sisolak's party maintain control in the State Assembly and the State Senate?
So I think all you have to do is take a look and see the work that has already been done over the last 4 years. I think when we talk about reasons, you look at results. And in every instance, our governor and the Democratic ticket and the leaders have delivered. So you want to talk about education. He appointed an educator to be in his executive cabinet, part of those decisions. When you want to talk about affordable housing, he has earmarked money in the Home Means Nevada initiative to make sure that we are addressing what we need to. This is a governor that cares deeply about our state, that cares about what is happening. And I have had the honor and the privilege to work alongside him to see that his heart is in the right place. And I'm going to tell you something, and this wasn't part of the question, but I'm going to say this anyways. There are a lot of people who can sit at the sidelines and criticize what he did or did not do. As an educator sitting in a high school building during the pandemic, sitting on the other side of conversations of some of my students sharing with me that they have lost their loved ones to COVID, that they have lost their mom, that they've lost their dad and their grandparents. I have a deep respect and appreciation for someone who puts people first. And that deserves a round of applause. I'm going to share one story because I think it's really important. I had an opportunity to substitute teach when I first became Lieutenant Governor, and it was at Sparks High School. And at the end of the senior class, I asked with permission of the principal and the teacher to have a conversation, and I asked them, hey guys, how's it going? I know you're just coming back. What can I help you with? And the first hand came up, and this student said to me, thank you so much for asking. I lost my mom to COVID earlier this year. And my family has not been the same. And now as a result, I'm not on track to graduate. The second hand goes up. Says to the student, thank you so much for sharing. I too lost my papi. And he was the patriarch of our family. And now I have to work 2 jobs. Hand after hand after hand went up. And you have to remember that I just met them for the first time 50 minutes before. Our children are hurting. They will not ever bounce back from this devastation of losing their loved ones if we do not make sure that the right people are at the table. Making sure that we're providing resources for students, wrapping our arms literally around them to make sure that they can have the success that they deserve. I will tell you that in that conversation, I said to this young man, the best way that you can honor your mommy is by graduating from high school. I am happy to report that Josh graduated from high school. And I share that story not because it's me, but it's an example of making sure that we have the right leaders pushing into spaces for our kids, asking the right questions, and delivering for all Nevadans in our state. And that's what you have on this ticket.
Thank you. The Democrats outnumbers the Republicans in Nevada on voter registration. So, in as far as the governor's race is concerned, is it fair to say that Governor Sisolak is likely to be re-elected, Uncle Sam?
It is a yes and if. While it is true that there are more Democrats than Republicans who are registered voters in Nevada, owing to the changed demographics of Southern Nevada, Governor Sisolak's re-election rests significantly on the Democratic voters really going out to vote in this election. That is the key from my point of view.
What are the recent polls showing for the state of Nevada?
Let's look at some RCP polling. This is on top of the ballot because these are the federal, election. As of the September 20th survey, Adam Laxalt, who is a Republican, was 4% on top of Catherine Cortez Masto, the incumbent senator. That's according to Trafalgar Group, which is a Republican pollster. And Insider Advantage, another polling company, they put Laxalt at +3, meaning 3% above. And Hill, Emerson survey, which has the larger samples, about 1,000 participants in the survey, put Laxalt only at +1. So it's 42 versus 41 for Senator Cortez Masto. But there's like another pollster, a polling company, Fabrizio Anzalone, in their early August survey, put the Senator Cortez Masto at 48 versus 47 for Laxalt. The site, the online magazine Real Clear Politics, averaged the 4 surveys, put Adam Laxalt at only +1.7%. So basically, that kind of margin are all within what they call in the statistical margin of error. So for me, right now, it's not looking good, but it's for the incumbent senator, but it's considered a tie. And what about the governor's race? See if I have the governor's race here. Okay, this is the governor's race. The contest is between the incumbent governor Steve Sisolak, a Democrat, and the challenger is Republican Joe Lombardo, who was a Clark County sheriff. The most recent was the September 29 survey by the Nevada Independent. Put Lombardo at +3 or 3% on top. While the Trafalgar, on a late September survey, put Lombardo also at +3. The other survey, the other pollsters like Data for Progress, which is Democrat, and then the Hill, Emerson survey, put it both Lombardo and Sisolak as a tie, 45-45. The Hill, Emerson at 40-40, so a tie. RCP averaged it that Lombardo is actually only ahead by 1.5%. So again, look at the sample that Nevada Independent was showing was only 741, while the highest number of samples was that by the Trafalgar Group, which is a Republican, and then the independent, the Hill, Emerson, has 1,000 samples. In our succeeding broadcast, we're going to examine the contests at the local, very local level, like the county and the city. So we can take a glimpse of what's going on there. And that would be my part of my next discussion. After we do the Senate races, the state races for the state legislature and the state elected officials.
Thank you, Uncle Sam. That was very informative.
Yeah.
Well, don't go away, folks. We'll be right back.
With the many recent changes and focus on immigration law, now more than ever is the time to seek the help you need from an attorney you can trust. As an immigrant myself, I know the many difficulties and hardships involved. in immigrating to this great country. With more than 10 years of experience in handling immigration cases, our firm can provide the necessary answers and solutions to your needs. Call Calderon Law today so we can work together to help you get the peace of mind you and your loved ones deserve.
Time flies when you're having a grand time. Catch us again next week as we continue our discussions on the battle for the 118th. Uncle Sam, what's in store for our viewers on our next episode?
We will continue with, looking into the state races, and then we might be able to cross over into to the county races on our next broadcast.
Thank you. There you go, friends and kababayans. And until then, good day, everyone. I'm Esmeralda Padilla-Gould.
Good day, and thanks for watching.
The views and opinions expressed in the media or comments on this program are those of the speakers or authors and do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by FilAmTV Network. Due to the social nature of FilAmTV Network, videos may contain content copyrighted by another entity or person. FilAmTV Network claims no copyright to said content.